Check out these 2027 wedding trends.
God, okay.
You'll regret not doing these 3 things at your wedding. Wait for this bride's entrance.
Oh my God.
Have you seen this kitchen vinyl wrap in the TikTok shot? Click the yellow basket. Have you heard about flower boys? What about flower grannies?
Stop.
Did you know if you mix 200 grams of chicken into a litre of beef stock and 5 meringues and some chia seeds, you get a high-protein snack for just 40 calories?
I didn't know that, actually. I'm gonna say
I am obsessed with this wedding train.
Stop.
Bridal makeup tips.
Stop.
How to tie your tie for dummies.
Stop. Welcome to the Shooters Podcast. Episode 8, you're back with me, John Waugh, and my colleague, friend, muse, and sex icon, Toby Lidstone.
You outrageous flirt.
How's it going, mate?
Very well. How are you, mate? How are you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad. We're moving forward. And looking forward to wedding season, which for me starts on Saturday. So.
Oh, nice. I've got one Saturday as well.
Where are you to?
I am at Watermouth Cove Weddings, which I'm really excited for.
Very nice.
Because I've seen a lot of work done there, but I've never shot there myself.
Have you not?
So I am really looking forward to it. Actually, it should be a great laugh.
Because that's Devon, isn't it?
Devon way, yeah, North Devon.
Okay. So it's your patch.
It's right next to Sandy Cove, which I have shot. I've shot Sandy Cove. That's lovely as well. But yeah, really look forward to it. They're a good bunch. I think it'd be like a rowdy bunch, which I always like. I like a sort of high energy wedding.
Yeah. Sounds
How about
good.
you? Where are you shooting?
I'm the White Barn. So
Another one I want to shoot at.
South Petherton, yeah. It's nice. I've been there a few times. It's really local to me. I mean, not now I live in Dorset, but from when I was Yeovil based, it's 10 minutes away. So
it does look really nice because it's got that nice staircase, isn't it? Which sometimes has some like nice floors up. Is that right?
Yeah, it's got a really cool staircase. It's kind of beautiful inside. It's kind of like elegant barn type layout, really nice. And just got some really nice outdoor spaces as well. And you get a really nice sunset in the meadow at the back.
Perfect. Sounds like a dream venue then, really.
Just get the last bit. And what they've done this year is they've created another outdoor space. So it used to be attached to a cafe that they owned. So they've shut the cafe down, created another kind of multifunctional space. So you can have the ceremony there. You can have it for your dining. You can have it for just a drinks reception. And it gives them more options if they get wet weather. So it's really nice. I'm really looking forward to being back there and seeing what else they do because they've got really ambitious owners. So
that's great because a lot of venues don't have that, do they? They don't have a plan B, should we say, for when it does rain.
Yeah, I think
I say not a lot.
Especially.
There are a few, and then when it rains, I don't think the guests or the couple mind. It's actually normally the suppliers, the videographer and photographers that are actually inside panicking.
Yeah. But I think it's going to contribute overall to just a way better guest experience for the couples and the guests at the wedding as well. So, looking forward to seeing it. So episode 8, we're here. Our good friend Chris is unavailable today. He isn't able to record, so unfortunately you're left with Toby and I. Youngest and probably best looking member of the bunch is not here. So if you watch on video, you're probably going to suffer. But here we are. So 8th episode, social media. Does it make wedding planning easier or harder? We've had a few people write in, a few comments on the stories and stuff like that. So quite looking forward to kind of getting into it. So just a quick recap on last week's episode, Toby. We're preparing for a new wedding season. I had fun recording that.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. I think there's a lot of good advice for everyone out there, especially the sort of beginners in the industry. I think it'd been really useful.
Yeah, so hopefully people are going to find that useful, educational, maybe even inspirational.
Although, listening back to it, I did think we were a bit potty mouth.
We were a bit potty mouth, weren't we? And whilst we do love an F-bomb, we do apologise for the sheer level of profanity in the last episode. But we've got a solution now, haven't we, to keep ourselves under control?
We have.
Tell us about it.
So I was thinking about this and I was thinking, do you know what? I hope my mum doesn't listen to this episode because my mouth is bloody horrendous in it. Swear jars. We're all going to have a swear jar from now on. Every time we swear, we're going to have to pop a coin in. And we thought to make it, a bit more charitable, we'll give the donations to the swear jar to somebody in need or something in need.
Which is the right thing to do, isn't it?
I think so. John, what are you putting your money towards?
So I found a really, really worthy cause online, and it's a cause really, really close to my heart. As you know, having been in the industry for a little while now, this is something I know that a number of different wedding professionals suffer from and can really benefit from as a charity. So my charity is Meals for Togs. So it is for hard done by wedding photographers who don't get a wedding meal. It's so we can fund things like helicopter deliveries of a hot 3-course meal to their wedding venue. Okay, and where helipads aren't available, we can send a little scooter. So it does mean that wherever your wedding venue is, we can make sure you get a nice, hot, cosy meal. So you don't feel too left out or a little bit hungry, right? And you're all right. So all of my proceeds are going there. I'm going to start with a generous 50p donation, right there.
Should have put it in your contracts.
I should have put it in my contract, shouldn't I? What's your cause, Toby? I'm sure it's worthy and noble.
I was thinking back to episode 6 it was just being Christmas episode, and we were talking
your
about
favourite episode.
My favourite episode, not necessarily, but I was thinking about how Chris mentioned about makeup artists not having websites.
Yeah.
So that's where my proceedings going.
Amazing.
Every bit of money that goes into this jar is going to go and help makeup artists to build a website and have a sustainable website so they get bookings. Because apparently Chris thinks if you ain't got a website, it's a red flag.
And with the amount we swear, I think we're going to be able to fund a lot of meals and a lot of websites. So
I reckon so.
You are welcome. We look forward to being, a critical part of your wedding journey and your business journey.
And you could just thank us by leaving us a 5-star review.
Yeah. Not sure what our audience is like and what their sarcasm radar is like, but hopefully they've picked that up. Anyway, moving swiftly onwards. Social media, weddings 2026. Does it make it easier or harder to plan a wedding? We've had some really interesting stuff come in from people. And I guess the kind of summary before we get into all of this is how you use it. It doesn't necessarily make it harder or easier. There isn't one or the other. There's benefits to it and there's disbenefits to it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously a nod to our cold opener, our intro. I think one thing is it's overwhelming, which we'll go into further down the line.
Yeah.
But it's unavoidable, isn't it? Like, I think without social media, I don't think I'd have a business doing what I do. I honestly, I just the amount it helps me with my business is,
It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Because it's useful but overwhelming at the same time. And you need to kind of manage the quantity in which you kind of consume that, I guess. For me, I'm somebody who uses a lot of paid advertising through social media. So we all actually contribute to some of that overwhelm as well, don't we? But talking kind of in depth, a bit more kind of positively to begin with, where do we find and where have couples found that it makes it easier?
Obviously, finding inspirations. Probably the biggest one, I think. And then also going on to finding suppliers. I know a lot of my couples have found me through Instagram or Facebook. Even though I've got the website, I've got all the reviews on Google, I'd say 90% of my bookings come from social media, and the main one being Instagram.
Yeah.
So it obviously shows that couples are booking or finding their suppliers through social media, and I think that's just how it's going to be now. Yeah. I think even Chat AI is gonna. People are starting to actually not book through that, but find suppliers. They're just literally typing in wedding photographers near me.
Yeah,
and then it just gives them a nice list.
Which is really interesting, isn't it? Because it gives business owners and wedding suppliers another kind of dimension for marketing, as similarly to SEO.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already getting the spam mail.
We've all been trying
really showing up.
Yeah. We've all been trying to get to the top of Google, haven't we? And we've been blogging and keeping our websites up to date to try and do that. And then suddenly, actually, you're thinking, well, actually, ChatGPT, are people going there now instead of Google? So where do I put my eggs? Do I put them in the Google basket? Do I put them in the ChatGPT basket? Do I split the effort? And like we all know, as business owners, the grass is green where you water it, right? So I I have relative success with paid advertising because that's what I put my effort and my focus and my energy into. Right?
Yeah.
I don't post for virality to try and attract couples that way. I use targeted direct advertising, whereas other people use social media as a tool to get views and that transparency on their business. But again, the more you do of that, the more successful it will be. But if you try to do all three, it becomes a very overwhelming task. If you
I
try
was
to focus
literally
on
just about
good
to
ads.
say, it's as overwhelming as it is for the couples. It's also pretty overwhelming for us because, like you say, you don't know what to sort of put your time and energy into because, like you said, we've all just spent ages with Google on our websites, and now it's like, Chris mentioned a few episodes back, didn't he? He goes, I use ChatGPT now as Google. I won't even use Google. I'll be searching in. So that's another thing that we're probably going to have to look into is how to show up in Chat AI.
Yeah, because the thing about marketing is you want to be where your clients are, right? So if no one's looking at Google anymore, then we want to be appearing on ChatGPT. Yeah. And the other shift in that is, TikTok's huge now.
Another load of money trying to learn something. Isn't it?
You just can't win. It's the time and effort as well, isn't it? Like, it's not the same as Instagram. The audience is different, and getting their attention, you need to do different things to get the attention of the audience.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It does feel like it's just one hurdle after another, and like you finally crack something, and then suddenly it's like, oh no, this is actually now going to be the next thing, and the thing I've just spent ages trying to learn and shape into how I want it to sort of run for me is now useless because everyone's moved over to this. Yeah, and then we'll learn that, and then something else will crop up.
It's like a kind of never-ending hamster wheel, isn't it?
Exactly.
You're just trying to keep up with what the latest trend is. What the most effective thing to do is to kind of get the attention for your business and stuff. And from what people have kind of fed in, it's that kind of creates the overwhelm because everyone's trying to do it on so many different platforms.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do you know what? It's like TikTok. I don't bother with TikTok because not because I don't think it works, because it obviously does, but I just haven't got time. I haven't got time to be trying to learn the algorithm of TikTok. I struggle with Instagram.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not going to try and attack everyone. I'm just sticking to one which is working for me at the minute, which is Instagram. It used to be Facebook. Going back 3 years, I'd say Facebook was. I was getting most of my bookings through Facebook. That sort of almost overnight just died off. Yeah. Like I'd post something and I'd get such a reach in it, and then almost overnight gone. I'd say it cut. I don't know. They updated something in the system, but it cut by like 70%. And I was like, what's happened here? Like, why is it suddenly now only my mum seeing it? Yeah. So move over to Instagram because everyone's saying, well, it's all happening on Instagram now. Yeah.
And when you get into the nuance of it as well, like the audiences are different and they engage with different things. So cross-posting just doesn't work either.
No.
Posting the same content's only going to be impactful on one of the platforms.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
It's ridiculous as well. You can't even do a full crop on Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we hate the square crop, don't we? As photographers,
well, it does
and
4:5, doesn't it? It does a 4:5 crop, but
no, it does
even that's still not.
No,
does it not?
No, it does 4:5. It's just not.
Yeah, it does 4:5.
No one crops to 4:5, do they?
I do all the time. I don't ever crop square.
No, in Instagram, but you're not shooting
to
crop 4:5.
Oh no. Yeah. No.
Yeah. No one shoots to crop in 4:5, do they? We all shoot to go in 3:2.
Yeah.
Really?
Which is the standard crop.
And actually, if you post anything landscape in Instagram, it makes it so small, it's almost not worth it.
I'm gonna say this. I can always tell when a photographer's old or older. Sorry, old. That's a bit rude, isn't it? When all their posts are in landscape. Yeah. I'm not saying that's everyone because I know, but when I see a load of landscape, I'm like, I bet this photographer's of the older generation, should I say?
Do you find you shoot more portrait now because of socials?
Yeah. I don't. Do you know what? I've always, even when I started as a landscape photographer, and it sounds ridiculous, but I'd shoot most of my landscapes in portrait mode. I've always preferred portrait.
You forward-thinking motherfucker.
Not even. I just prefer it. I don't shoot because of social media. Obviously, it helps because of how social media is laid out now. But yeah, I'd say 75 to 80% of my photos are short portrait.
I think in a
I just prefer it.
in a portrait orientation landscape shot, you can lead the eye a bit more, can't you?
Yeah, you can.
I like that.
Foreground.
Yeah, I do like that.
But yeah, I do shoot mostly portrait, and I always, do you know what, if I ever give advice I've been giving advice to a local photographer. He's a great photographer, but one of the things I said to him is like, just keep posting in portrait so people can see clearly your image, because it's so tiny, isn't it, on your phone when you're sliding across.
Yeah, in it, attention's a currency now, isn't it? And likes and clicks and saves are all a currency. People don't really stop and look at a landscape picture on Instagram, a landscape orientation picture on Instagram, do they?
No, I mean,
it doesn't occupy enough of the screen to grab your attention.
No, and you'll find that most sort of, because I still follow a lot of the landscape photographers that I used to speak to when I was doing landscape, and they will do a crop where it's over two scrolls. So it's one big image, and then they'll do a third crop of the actual whole crop in the one image. So yeah, it goes to show that I don't think they like it either.
No. No, it's like a visual platform that's not for pictures.
No, but it's
weirdly, isn't it?
But yeah, it's meant to be all about the photos, but they've not even thought about the actual crops properly.
No, and everything's so video heavy now as well.
Yeah.
But yeah. But anyway, back onto making it easier. The level of transparency that we're able to provide to couples is huge. It gives huge opportunity for that, doesn't it? So, yeah, the scope of how you use social media to help your business and by extension help couples, it allows you to kind of do that, be creative, speak to them with really kind of clear messaging that allows them to identify whether they're for you or you're for them or not.
Yeah.
And what people have commented is some of that they're finding is actually really, really useful, because they can see trends, they can see things that they like, they can see inspiration and things that they're going to potentially want to include in their wedding.
Yeah, it is.
Which is a big tick, is a really positive thing, isn't it?
I always refer to Instagram as your window. It's your window shopper. It's where you show yourself.
Is your window fixed, by the way?
Yeah, it's fixed now. I've got a window display finally.
Oh, Toby's from his studio today, by the way. Should have mentioned that at the beginning.
So not only have I got my window, the leak in the window fixed, where we can now actually have a nice, beautiful display. But I've actually got internet here as well, which also took. Well, I applied for the internet on the 15th of December, and it only came in last Thursday. Due to not having fibre optic. It's the problem living in a small little fishing town.
That is
We're
poor,
about 20 years behind.
But yeah, transparency and the ability to be able to use it for couples to find the things that they want to find is a really, really positive thing. Some people are really like all over it, aren't they?
Yeah.
Really like too transparent sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's really good when people show themselves a lot on social media, and it's great for the couples as well, because they're seeing exactly who's turning up. Like, I'm bad for it, really. I don't, since doing the podcast, it's been okay, because there's obviously clips of me everywhere going around, which is good. The feedback I've had has been really lovely from all the couples that have booked since or already booked. But I do think sometimes people can show a bit too much of themselves on social media, maybe stuff that they should keep to private. Maybe you've got to remember it's a business. It's still a business. And you don't want to show flaws within that business.
I sometimes wonder again if that's making it easier or harder for couples to make decisions about suppliers. So, like, what's the right amount to share? Like, do I post on my stories I'm in A&E to get a "you okay, hun"? Like, do I should I be doing that? Do you want to see like my kids' first day at school photos?
I don't. I think things like with your family. I think that's great. We, me and my wife made decisions to not actually share any more photos of our children online, which is that was our choice. But I think things like that is great. Well, we still share photos, but we tried to hide their faces within the images.
Yeah.
But I think that's good, showing like family, how you are as a family. I think that's really good in sort of knowing, knowing them as a person.
Yeah, I think in terms of communicating your values as well is it's important, isn't it?
Yeah.
because the more they can find out about you, I guess the better.
Yeah. Like most of the people who go book me now, I think, bloody hell, he's potted mouth, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely see our true colours on this, don't we? We've only used the swear jar once so far.
No, we didn't, because that was before we cut it. We've not used it once yet, mate.
It's pretty good, isn't it? Pretty good going. I think it's good Chris, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe he's the main instigator. But I guess if you were to put that into a box of whether it makes it easier or harder, I guess the more you share, the easier it makes people to make a decision. Because if you overshare something that's not for them, then they can go, ugh, and rule you up, and that makes decisions easier, doesn't it?
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, 100%.
So, but some input from some of our lovely listeners on the easier front. So yeah, easier to show your vision. So I think from a point of view, Ollie Biggs is talking about being able to say to a supplier, look, I found this on Pinterest. This is inspiration for me. This is what I would like.
Yeah.
Give creative something visual to kind of go off. And I think, for any of the visual elements of your day, that's really, really good.
Yeah. I mean, I do actively tell my couples that if there's anything you've seen that you like, it doesn't obviously have to be something that I've taken, then please do just pop it over. Like I say, I always try and set up WhatsApp groups, and then I do get the odd reel coming in or through Instagram, which is good because I sort of know then what sort of vibe they're going to be.
Yeah.
And I always say, look, I'm not going to copy it exactly. I'll do it in my own style.
Yeah. And some people are really anti that, aren't they?
Yeah, some people hate it, don't they? Do they hate it because sometimes you'll get the dreaded shot list that we've mentioned, or do they hate it because they think, oh my god, they expect all of that? And I say that as well, that don't expect everything you share with me is going to be done, because it's not. I'll take snippets of it. I'm not going to be able to do. If you send me 20 reels, it's very unlikely I'm going to do all that.
Yeah.
I'm just getting it for inspiration on the actual vibe.
Yeah, and some of those elements can be quite time consuming to shoot as well. And not necessarily individually. They can be 3, 4, 5 minutes at a time. But if you want 6 of them, right,
that's all your portraits.
Suddenly half an hour of your day's gone, and half an hour. We've kind of said before, that's a lot of time.
Yeah. On
your wedding day, that kind of unit of time is quite big and quite valuable.
Yeah. So, especially when it's already. Do you know what I mean? When everything's quite rushed as it is.
And the later in the day you get, and the less time you've got left, then the kind of bigger a portion that half hour is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of easier, Zoe Bushby, I think she's one of your brides.
She is. Honestly, she is the biggest fan. She loves this.
Are you a bigger fan than Zoe? I was going to say Zoe of Zoe Bushby Weddings, but she's just a bride. She's not a business. Are you a bigger fan than Zoe Bushby? Let us know if you are. I think this is an interesting one we could take after the episode as well, and we can clip up and add into reels. Like, we'd like to know from people where they find social media makes it easier or harder to plan their wedding, because I think it's an interesting conversation beyond this episode, and it'd be interesting to see people's comments and input from that. So yeah, Zoe likes that. She can see tagged photos of her suppliers and not just their own content. So she can see the suppliers that they work with. She can see the kind of networks they're in, and other stuff they're tagged in, which gives us a different bias, doesn't it? Because if I'm doing my own content, I'm going to say I'm brilliant and I'm amazing, and seeing that from a different angle, I think is really valuable.
Yeah, and obviously, we only post our favourite, don't we? What we think's the best. Yeah. So when you get tagged and it's, another supplier, say a florist, has tagged a load of your photos that you necessarily wouldn't have posted because you think, there's better images to be posted. It's good for couples to see that as well.
Yeah, and it's really interesting, I guess, as well, because you zoom out on something. So if we're talking about like the florist is going to post close-ups of their own work. They're going to probably post close-ups of bouquets. They're probably going to isolate, floral kind of arches and arrangements into single pictures. But if you're then looking at like the photographer's photos, right, or guest photos or content creator content, it's going to look at all of that into a kind of wider context and paint a kind of broader picture of how that all comes together, which I think is really good for helping people visualize what they want and need.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is cool. What else makes it easier, Tobes? I think accessibility makes it easier as well. Like, just being able to drop a DM is quite handy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, if quick question about availability, quick question about this, because you can do that. Most of us would say, of any supplier, go to our web form and stuff, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with firing a DM in there.
Yeah, or WhatsApp. I get quite a lot
Yeah.
of people just contact me through WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Now it's nice.
We're here to kind of make it easy for you, aren't we? And not make it hard.
Yeah, like I'd never want people just to think that you can only communicate through my emails, because I don't even like communicating through emails, if I'm honest. I'm much more of a sort of either Instagram DM or WhatsApp kind of person.
Is that because it autocorrects the spelling for you?
No, yeah, it does that in my emails, mate. No, it's because I can send voice notes.
Oh, I love a voice note.
Honestly,
I think we do so much.
I just
typing,
wish we could
we?
all. Yeah, I find typing an absolute time-consuming effort. I'm so much more. I can't even really speak that well, so if I could do it, everyone can.
Yeah, I think it's another interesting one to put out to couples. Would you prefer voice notes as a primary method of communication?
I do, because I honestly, if I get an inquiry, I'll follow up with a voice note. I'll just say, hi, thank you so much for your inquiry, just to let you know,
Yeah. Do you put your phone voice on?
No, I've just talked to my normal dumb self.
You don't go in your posh phone voice? Good afternoon, it's Toby at Toby Lidstone Photography.
No, because that's not the real me, John.
Oh, right, okay. Authenticity.
Yeah.
It's huge, isn't it? Toby, what else makes it easy to plan weddings?
Well, it's easier to discover what style you actually would like. There's so many styles in there. There's, editorial, documentary, bright and airy. We are team dark and moody.
Yeah. Team sad boy.
Because you might go into it with not actually knowing what style you want. You could be going in sort of blind, and then suddenly you've got 20 different styles rammed in your face, and then you're overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So maybe that's not as easy.
Pretty much. And I think the theme in the kind of negative side of this whole coin is, what makes it harder. And the other theme from what people have said is the overwhelm. So there's just so much stuff, right?
Yeah.
And we've been talking about attention being a currency. Like, everyone wants that attention. So everyone's eyes on their work. Everyone wants eyes on the wedding that they worked at. Because attention eventually is going to convert into like influence and inquiries and
sales.
How we kind of use social media, right, to grow our businesses. So from a client point of view, it's great to be able to see all that. But I just wonder how quickly it is until, someone looking to plan a wedding just hits that I'm burnt out.
Yeah, I think I think you'd be surprised how common it is for couples to actually almost come to the brink of cancelling a wedding because they just can't handle everything. I see it a lot in groups. And fair enough, because it's a minefield. There is so much going on. There's so much for them to look at, so much for them to plan, that it just gets to the point where it's not enjoyable when it should be enjoyable. It's meant to be the happiest day of your life. The whole process should be enjoyable. And this is the negative side to it, isn't it? It's just, it's not like the good old days when there was your local village photographer.
Yeah. One guy.
Where everyone would just go to him and he was absolutely loaded.
Yeah.
Because
only guy that could afford a camera to do it.
Yeah. He did your nans, he did your aunties.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's just so much options out there now for couples, and everyone wants your attention, so they're ramming it in your face.
Yeah.
Choose me, buy me, pick me.
We see that overwhelm in, at the beginning of the year. I saw a lot of that overwhelm. I got so many inquiries with zero follow-up. And then some people got back to me and they were like, I started in January, and then I just got overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And then I picked it back up in like February or March.
Yeah.
Because I think we even talked about it on previous episodes. They go out, they see it all, right? And then the reality of getting like, indicative pricing and quotes is coming in, and they go, oh, Jesus, now suddenly it feels like a lot. And like, none of it's cheap. There's not one thing in the kind of wedding industry like you look at and say it's cheap, but then you go, well, if I've only got this many like beans to use, to pay with, and I've put 3 over there and 5 over there and 8 over there, I'm simplifying budget. Simplifying budget, right? You go,
what are you looking for, a fucking giant? Oh, where we go again?
Sorry, that was budgeting for dummies, right? But you say you've got 15 grand to plan your wedding, right?
There we are.
And is it making sense now, mate?
How thick do you think our listeners are? You have to, if you've got 5 beans, right, but you can only spend 2 beans on the photography.
Oh no, it's not. It's not the listeners I was trying to simplify it for, mate. That was for you. But you know, if you've got a 15 grand budget and your venue and food for your guests is 7.5, right? 15 grand sounds like a lot, doesn't it? Until you take that 7.5 out.
Yeah.
Right. Suddenly you got 7.5, and photography, videography might be 3, 4, more.
3 grand. You've got me.
Depending. Yeah.
I'm joking.
Depending on like where you go and who you choose, and then suddenly you have to start making decisions around budget allocation, don't you? So like, okay, how much budget do I want to allocate to this particular thing, to the flowers, to the cake, or whatever? And, and that's when people go, okay, I need to think twice about this sometimes.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean they're not going to have all that stuff, but it just means that they just want to think it over, think more carefully before making too much commitment. Which is totally understandable.
Which is, I think we said I think it might be in the first episode, as to why people book in more last minute now. And I generally do believe it's because of money. The money's tighter across everywhere. And they're just making sure they're making the right decision, or making sure they've actually got the money before, committing to it.
Yeah. I spoke to a couple last night who are getting married in the middle of August this year. And they've only booked their wedding last week. Yeah. So I was like,
I'm still getting inquiries.
Yeah. I was like, do you know what time you're getting married? Like, nah. No, we got the registrar yet. I was like, oh, fair play. Oh, they're really going for it. And then straight after, I spoke to a couple who were getting married in like August 2028. It's like completely opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think when me and Anna got married, I think we had a year and a bit to do the planning, which is quite nice. It felt like a nice time, nice amount of time, to not get too stressed.
How involved were you in planning your own wedding?
I think I was quite involved, actually. Yeah. I think I was a good groom.
I'm going to play this to Anna, by the way. So.
No, yeah, I was a good groom. I let her pick photography. Well, I say I let her pick. I mean, do you know what? She was sending me over.
I gave her a list of 25 she can't use.
She was sending me over all these. No, she was sending me over all these photographers, and I was just generally getting low-key jealous. I was like, let's get salty about it. Oh yeah, what do you like about their style then so much? Hey, what do you like about theirs? Hey.
Yeah. Did she send you any light and airy ones?
No, she would never do that. She
wouldn't be married if she did. We've missed a few positive points though that kind of make life easier. So there's a lot of educational content out there, isn't there? Like planning tips, timelines, like advice on that kind of stuff, and real wedding kind of examples, which is really, really helpful too.
Yeah, I mean, we've all seen them. There's hundreds of reels, even down to teaching people how to do dip kiss, which I actually actively also send to couples. So look, if you're going to do a dip kiss, watch this reel. It's going to be useful for you guys. Yeah. Because I know dip kiss might sound simple, but it's actually quite hard. To be able to.
Yeah, you don't want your wedding day. You don't want your wedding day to be the first time you're trying that.
No, you want to practice that, and even if your partner moans about it, give them a slap around the ear roll and
yeah, you won't fluke that.
No, because
you need to practice that.
You need to work out practice where you're actually going to end up after doing the dip kiss, because you want to end up side on with your photographer or videographer, so they actually get a nice shot of it, not straight on.
Yeah, but you also then. You need to start off center, don't you? Yeah, because you need to come across,
especially if you're doing it down the aisle, because otherwise your head's going to be in a guest.
And actually, like the weird thing, because sometimes like Chris and I will demonstrate it when we're working together. So I dip Chris. Right?
Oh, yeah, you're the dipper.
Yeah, it's me that dips Chris. But once you actually like hold and feel the weight as well, like that's a big thing. Now you might not have a big partner necessarily, but when you're kind of bent forward, kind of holding on to it to stop yourself from falling over, you need to get used to like where your feet need to be. Did I just say you've bent your partner over?
Holding on to it.
Should I say that again?
I think you need to say that again, mate.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe avoid the whole. It doesn't matter how big your partner is.
If you're coming down the aisle and you go to do the dip kiss, if you've never practiced that technique around like where your feet and your body should be to kind of hold their weight in your arms as you kind of bend down without making yourself fall over, you've got to practice that, because the first time you try to do it, you will stumble at least.
Like I say, you really don't want it to be where you just end up where all you can see is top of heads. You just see two top of heads, don't you, when they're bent over, because they've not gone.
Oh right, yeah. So they come at the camera. Yeah.
And all you got is just two heads, two top of the heads, and then just a mass of dress and suit.
Yeah,
there's
you
no match.
You want to be
can't
across.
Even tell it's people.
You want to be across the frame, aisle, don't you? Not towards the lens.
Yeah. But there's just reels, countless, endless. Not even reels, just carousels as well of just really good advice out there from, from previous brides who've got married to wedding planners. So it is just this one massive little bit of, what I'm trying to say, like encyclopedia of wedding tips.
Yeah, it is. And I think with your feed, and the beauty of the algorithm is it will show you what it thinks you want based on what you've already looked at.
Yeah.
But don't forget with some of this stuff as well as following people, you can block them.
Yeah.
I'm like constantly blocking people because they keep coming up in my feed. Because yes, I wanted to learn about, what happens if I put 200 grams of chicken in beef stock and meringues, right? But also, like, there's only a few of those people I want to see, so some of them annoy me, right? And I block them. And you can do the same with wedding supplies, and you can curate your algorithm to show you what you want to see. I would assume the algorithm learns from what you block as well.
Yeah, I think so. But it also gives you that option, doesn't it? Do you want to see less of this?
Yeah,
which is what I do. I just say, oh, less of this.
Yeah, it's what people are going to click on this podcast when it comes up today.
It is, it is ridiculous, isn't it? You can watch one video and Instagram's like, do you know what I mean? It's like when you tell your nan you like something and you go around there next and it's just like fucking 20 packets of jammy Dodgers because you said, oh, I really like a jammy Dodger now and again. Yeah, all right, nan. I said I like them. I'm not fucking addicted. Oh!
We're going to be making a lot of makeup artist websites at this rate.
Do you know what? Because funny, I've just started really watching the kitchen vinyl wrap videos. I don't know why. I love them. So now my whole feed is just kitchen people getting their kitchens vinyl wrapped.
It's quite satisfying though, isn't it? Seeing vinyl wrap applied.
Yeah.
And then I'm sort of like about that.
Sort of looking at my kitchen, going, that would look nice in a dark shade of green. You're right.
Yeah. I've got a pair of boots, right, and they need like a good old polish and like I think a restoration's probably going a bit far, right? But they're like made of leather, so I'm like, oh, I want to like look after these properly. So I looked at a couple of videos, and now I just get shoe shines.
You're doing cobbler.
Loads of shoe shines and like ASMRs and lots of brushing and stuff. It's highly satisfying viewing, isn't it? Just go through it, like, yeah, look at the brush, look at the soap. Yeah, beautiful stuff.
The way it goes.
Beautiful stuff. I think relatability is another kind of interesting area for people as well, though, when they see things and they see people kind of talk back about their days and talk about things they would have done differently. It's nice to be able to see someone who's been in the shoes that you've been in, and find that relatability through the things that they're saying. Like, oh yeah, we felt a bit awkward about it. We didn't like being the centre of attention. But those kind of things, I think we quite often hear, particularly as photographers. Yeah,
90% of the calls that I have with a couple who are going to book, they say that every time, pretty much. I'd say, look, we're not camera people. So yeah, having that sort of validated online, as well as other things, as well as also learning from their past experience on things that they wouldn't have done necessarily if they were to get married again.
Yeah,
not that you'd ever should ever be wanting to get married again, but things they would have done differently, which I think is really useful as well.
Yeah, because I think everyone goes into it thinking, one, that they want certain things, but secondly, there's some insinuation that they should have certain things, which is not necessarily the truth. You shouldn't necessarily have anything if you don't want it.
No, yeah, and you shouldn't. Right. We're going to go into the negatives now, isn't it? Because when does it become actually your wedding's almost getting planned by just what you're seeing on social media?
Yeah.
Because there'd be things that you necessarily wouldn't have ever thought of, but because you've seen it, you're like, oh no, I want that now.
Yeah.
Probably would save you a lot of money as well.
Yeah, save you a lot of money if you're just not allowed to use the algorithm, not allowed to use social media. Just, it's got to be a natural and organic idea. And if it's not, then you can't have it.
Which makes me think, would you say it's actually probably better for couples just to use Google? to plan your wedding? Or do you think they would end up with
I think it's maybe better
similar
for their bank account.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really interesting question, isn't it? Because if you only look for the things that you can imagine, yeah, you'd probably have you'll have a great wedding. You know, personally, I don't think any wedding's defined by the things that you have.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
no one remembers your wedding, and nor do couples really, because they did a champagne tower. You know, like that thing's not the kind of thing that makes your wedding memorable, is it? Your wedding's not necessarily memorable because you recreate a viral reel. That doesn't really move the needle on the way people felt when they were there.
Yeah.
Right. And how they look back at the wedding in their own kind of memories. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, because if you were to say social media was gone, it was just suddenly cancelled, and you had to just go back to good old Google.
Yellow pages,
yeah. When you type in photographer into Google, it'll come up with a list of photographers. First, it'll be the list of photographers that are paying for advertisement, and then it'll go to photographers within your area, shall I say. So you'd be then not forced to, but then you'd have to look through all these photographers' websites. If you type in wedding photographer into Instagram, not only do you get the photographer, but you also get all the reels that he's tagged in. You also get all the ideas that he is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just so much more to it, where you've suddenly just got this overwhelming amount of, I don't know, sometimes not even useful stuff, I guess.
Yeah, and it's hard to identify the useful from the wheat from the chaff, I guess.
Yeah.
It's quite an old school saying, right? But
and then suddenly you were looking for a wedding photographer, but now you're actually looking at champagne towers, because your mind's completely gone from what you originally were setting out to now suddenly something completely different.
Yeah.
Which is why one of the good tips I got when I was doing my website was to always have your social media links at the very bottom of your page. Do not put them at the top of your page, because if a couple, hit that link, that's it. They're off your website and they're scrolling through reels you've forgotten about.
Yeah, and you want to take them on a journey on that website that's useful to you, don't you? You eventually want to lead them to a point where they go, I like what I see and I want to get in touch with this guy. It's an interesting hypothetical, isn't it? Like, you'd then be limited to your imagination, wouldn't you? And the string of things the string of relatable things that Google could take you on. Yeah.
And then
it'd be quite different.
I think you'd be then, you'd be reading more blogs, because you'd be trying to get more information out of that person.
Yeah.
It feels more natural to me.
As much as like through Google.
For me, I think when we were looking at photographers, I think we looked through Google. It does feel a more natural way to try and find people. And then once we would have found them, we would have then gone to the social media. Yeah. Because I think, like many people, we probably found social media a bit overwhelming when it came to it all, because there is just so much option, and then it's like, are they even near me? Is this person even near me? Then you have to find out if they're near you or not.
Be an interesting one to poll, actually, as a reel or a TikTok, is how are people finding people now? Are they using Google? Are they using ChatGPT? Are they using TikTok?
I mean, I know from my leads on Studio Ninja that a good percentage of me are getting found through Instagram.
Yeah. But yeah, be interesting to hear that from couples and see if there's any shifts in the overall industry.
Yeah, I mean, would you recommend couples to maybe just go back to the basics of Google? It's hard, isn't it? Because we're sort of shooting ourselves in the foot, because most of our work comes through social media. But
I think if they're getting overwhelmed,
if you're getting overwhelmed, I'd just go back to Google. Just ignore social media for a minute and just have a look on Google for stuff.
You're more in control of what you're looking at. Yeah.
Yeah. The algorithms ain't going to be shoving stuff in your face. You're gonna have more control of it.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually. I think, like, once everyone's done that initial bombardment of social media to the point where they feel burnt out and overwhelmed, they've probably seen everything and got a good idea of the things that are important to them. So then taking that back and kind of listing out, right, things I want to book, and then going to look for it through Google is probably a really good way of doing it, because you're looking based on what your own kind of wants, needs, and preferences and parameters are, rather than it telling you. If that makes sense.
It's almost like a detox, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like having a little bit of a detox.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's a good shout there, Toby.
Yeah, thanks. Sometimes I can be insightful and thoughtful.
It can be. It's not, it's taken him 8 episodes, but there it is.
It's my insightfulness. Oh, been really good. I've only got 3 coins.
Have you? I've lost count. Lost count already. So we've talked about how overwhelming it is. Something that a couple of people have said. Heather, who's a huge fan of the show,
Oh yeah, well,
makes you sound like such a prick, doesn't it?
Is she a bigger fan than Zoe Bushby? I don't think she is.
I'm not sure she's as big a fan as Zoe Bushby. I think she probably is.
I think we need to set up a boxing match.
Yeah, remember Harry Hill? There's only one way to find out.
Yeah,
fine. So Heather basically said it's positive, but it can be so overwhelming, which is the theme really around it, isn't it? Like there's so much, and with that kind of overwhelmingness, on top of that is a layer of like that expectation. So actually, a wedding's looking like this now. Is that how mine should look?
Yeah,
and there's it's drive and pull to keep up with the Joneses, to make your wedding a flex, right? To have something that's going to be really kind of content rich, that will get you lots of attention on social media, which is important to people now, and that's not necessarily right or wrong. But it is, and that's the world we're living in.
It's important, but it's also, I find it quite sad, in the aspect that, I don't think people should be getting worried about what other people's weddings look like. I really don't. I think every wedding should be to to how you want. It should be unique to you. And as long as you guys are happy and have the best day, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that someone had bloody powder fireworks and all this, all this stuff. As long as that wedding's personal to you, that's all that matters. I think people do feel like they've got to put on a show. Yeah. And you don't. You don't have to put on a show. You have to marry your best friend and have the best day with your friends and family. However, which way you want.
Performative's a word I see a lot at the moment on social media, where people think weddings are becoming performative. People kind of doing it for the glitz, glamour and attention, and making a bit of a show of it, rather than making it a day where they're just going to have a really good time and really enjoy it and make it really memorable to them for whatever reasons those are, which is interesting because it's, I think probably two years ago, was there that performative peak, right? And now people are coming through a kind of different side of that and saying, okay, like we've done that now, but actually what we're realizing is that authenticity, now we've seen that, we've experienced that. None of those things necessarily make your wedding better.
Yeah.
The basics matter, don't they?
Yeah. Do you think the editorial trend has had a say in that? Now, don't get me wrong. I do like editorial. I like a lot of the editorial posing, and I always try and incorporate editorial posing within the day.
I don't know if it's the editorial trend or probably more TikTok than anything else.
TikTok.
I would say, because TikTok seems to be the breeding ground for that virality, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And is where people are seeing those slightly less, newer, less common, or maybe not less common, newer ideas and newer trends. Like, we saw 2 lads, it was painful, wasn't it? And they come down, it was like the best man's entrance to the Rocky theme tune. Right? And we'll talk about it, because I have now. But I didn't enjoy, I'm not going to say it was good or it was bad. I'm going to say I didn't enjoy it. I think it was a nice idea that was poorly executed.
I don't think it was
right. I know, I'm not even sure it was a nice idea. I'm trying to polish a turd, basically. But
I don't know why.
It was awful. It was awful.
I mean, the song choice,
like the second-hand embarrassment, was huge.
The Rocky theme tune.
Yeah.
You're getting married. You're not doing 10 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, but this was the best men coming into like the speeches, wasn't it? So it's uncommon for best men to get an intro, isn't it? At that level, of that kind of magnitude. And then they were like punching to the beat, but neither of them were in time. Right? Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I'm not going to find it and share it. It's not fair. Probably not really kind for me to talk about it. But I didn't enjoy it, and I'm allowed to not enjoy it.
You are allowed not to enjoy it, mate.
You see like more and more of that stuff that people are doing, and sometimes you go like, what's that for? Who's that for?
Yeah, is it for the guests? Which, okay, if it's going to make the guests sort of happy, but I don't think the guests were happy with that, were they?
I think the guests were kind of scratching their heads.
Yeah.
And sort of
is it Eye of the Tiger?
Yeah. Sort of laughing at I'm not with them. You know? So I'm not against stuff like that. I just think if you're going to do it, you want to do it well.
Yeah, you want to practice or plan it well, so it's well executed.
Yeah. Yeah. But also I would say when you want to do stuff like that, it'll feel like you or it won't.
Yeah. Like if you're planning stuff and you've got doubts, just throw it in the bin.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have doubts doing it. You should be like, no, we want to do this. It's going to be a laugh. Everyone's going to enjoy this.
You got instinct.
That's how you should be thinking. Yeah. If you're there going, oh, are they going to enjoy this? Do you think?
Yeah.
Just throw it in the bin. Don't entertain the idea. You're not sure of it. It's probably not going to work.
Yeah. Especially if it's not your idea as the couple in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah. If someone says, oh, you should do this, ignore them.
So,
okay.
Another theme that has come in from listener messaging is the unrealistic expectations element of this, which I think we've touched on already, but brings up one of our favourite topics, which is styled shoots versus real weddings. Talk to me, Toby.
Do you know what?
You're passionate about this subject.
The only time I've got a problem with styled shoots is when it's beginners using them to get portfolio to then try and sell to couples when, 9% of the chance they're not going to be able to replicate that on an actual real wedding day. Also, like the reason we bring them up here is it can give, the title we've just said is it can give unrealistic expectations to couples. Unless you want to be spending thousands on your wedding day, it is quite unrealistic. Some of the stuff I'm seeing, like the massive floral designs, unless you've got a fair old budget to do this, it's unrealistic.
Yeah. I think that's the thing about inspiration, isn't it? It gives you, you see things that you want to aspire to have, right? But sometimes expectations, reality, and what you see versus what you can reasonably afford.
Yeah,
are very, very different.
It's not only that, like, you got to remember with a styled shoot, it's a very small section of a wedding day, so a lot of the time it will only be a small part of that venue that's being used. Yeah. It's not, they've not done this over the whole venue or what an actual wedding would be like, because if they were, it would cost thousands.
Yeah. So it's a kind of looking at something under a microscope, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very, very kind of microscopic bits of the day.
With two models who know how to pose exactly.
Yeah. I think research is important when you're looking into that kind of stuff and understanding your budget. I'll always remember when I added video to my business, right? One of the first videos I did, I was adding it, it's a relatively affordable add-on for them, right? So the first video I did, I charged £1,000 for. I paid an associate videographer to come and shoot it, and I edited it. And the couple complained. They said they weren't happy with the video. Now, they give me very little input into the things that were important to them for the video. Some bits are kind of easy to comprehend, like we weren't keen on the music choices, that kind of thing. Okay, we can work with that. But they sent me this video, and they were like, we really like this, right? So they sent me this video. I'm not going to lie, this video was fucking amazing.
Probably Daniel Bruce.
Yeah, it was a fucking amazing wedding video, right? I was like, right, I better look these people up. So I looked at them. Yeah, it was incredible. They do incredible work. But their wedding films, just the films, started at $10,000.
Yeah.
Right. There were 5 or probably 4 or 5 people in a production team, right, conducting, interviews with, lots of different lighting setups. So many different angles of so much different stuff to be able to kind of curate that video edit and that story. You're not going to do that with one person.
No.
Which is what you're paying for with the kind of budget they had. So being realistic in your expectations is really, really important. And if if they'd told me a bit more about kind of what they wanted, I might have been able to say, No.
Yeah. You need another $9,000.
No, like, you know, I'd be totally transparent and reasonable with somebody if there was something I felt like I or we, you know, when I employ people as a team, couldn't do. But yeah, it was a far stretch than from what they'd kind of looked at and what they'd ordered and what was achievable.
Yeah, and I think, like you just said, I would have told them. I think that's also really important that suppliers do nip stuff like that in the bud if they come. Like I've done it quite a bit where before they've booked, they've said, "Oh, you know, we really want this." I've just said, "Look, hey, that's not really my kind of style. I don't really like that. Have a look at my portfolio. Have a look at the albums that I've sent you. This is online with what you're going to be getting." And I think, I've had one come around and go, "Okay, yes, sorry,
you cancelled it. You cancelled the booking."
No, they cancelled. Yeah, well, they cancelled me because I've said I'm not really happy doing that. Like it's not really in line with my style.
Yeah.
And you've got to be clear like that, because otherwise you're going to be doing stuff you don't want to be doing.
Totally.
And I know everyone's like, "Oh, you know, the couple's always right." I mean, yeah, they are to an extent. At the same time, I'm not going to change my style for a couple, like, without sounding bitchy.
No, you're way too big for that, aren't you?
It's not that I'm way too big. I just don't think you should be changing, especially editing styles. You should never change your editing style.
No, I agree. I think you know, you've got to be true. What they've seen and what they've looked at and what's attracted them is the way you work.
Yeah.
So if you then change that, you're going to be doing something that didn't draw their attention in the first place.
Yeah, and you're also really not going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's important to me. I need to enjoy what I do.
Yeah. And that's the accountability of running your own business, isn't it? It's saying no and accepting and rolling with any potential punches that come with that. But I think for the most part, people would actually understand it and respect it from a client side, from a client perspective, you know? Yeah. I think one of the things that people have mentioned that it also brings up is that kind of parasititis is the buzzword we used before, is like, am I looking at, you know, should my wedding look like that? Why doesn't my wedding look like that? Which can be a big thing. You know, bridging that gap, a great photographer can really elevate your wedding.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? And that's not to say you've necessarily got a shit wedding and they're going to make it look great. But if you have a great wedding and a bad photographer, they could do the opposite.
Yeah.
You know, they could make your really expensive wedding look kind of crap.
Yeah.
Which is why, you know, the investment and all this is really important, isn't it?
Yeah, because, and I always say this, you don't need a massive amount of like a nice backdrop, do you? You just like I just need a few meters of nice light to make something feel or look, you know, really beautiful. And
the light's so much more important than the place.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I always pick good light over good location. Always.
Yeah. Totally. But yeah, you could get, you know, if you have a really expensive wedding, I kind of feel like the more you spend on your wedding, the more you should pay for your photographer.
Yeah.
Right? In terms of a portion of budget. Loosely speaking.
Loosely speaking.
Right.
Don't
have a 50 grand wedding and book £1,000 photographer.
No, but you wouldn't know, would you? If someone's I find it hard to think that someone. Yeah, I think you'd be a bit of a silly sausage if you were to ruin not ruin the wedding, but ruin the after memories. Yeah, by not picking someone who's going to capture that correctly and perfectly.
But I do honestly, with all of my heart, believe that a good photographer who has the right eye and the right style, he's going to elevate your wedding. And when I say that, you know, I'm not saying that to say it might not look very good, but they're going to make the very best of everything that's there.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to see every opportunity to make every moment and every opportunity the best it can be. And that might be the light, it might be the timing, it might be the locations, it might be making the best of the people and capturing the best of the people and knowing the moments and knowing the characters and knowing the things that are going to happen and being able to anticipate, as well as being able to, you know, do really good work with a limited window or a limited space of light that's, you know, going to make many of your pictures look absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and also pick the most flattering angles off your venue. Yeah. You know,
He's not going to stand you by the bins to do some portraits. Round the back of the kitchen.
Down in the basement. I had something else to follow through with that, but my head just went, nope.
I did actually do this really cool shot with Holly and Jack last year, and I was doing their couples.
Was it in the basement?
Well, close. So I was doing their couples photos, and Holly said, I'd like something that's really anti-wedding. So I was like, okay. So on this, the venue was like a farm, like a barn on a farm. And they had a shed, and it just had like tools and machinery and like an old tractor in it and stuff like that. And it was really cool. And it had this like hard bit of light just coming through this old window. And we took a couple shots in there, which looked really cool.
Yeah, but it did look cool.
So it's kind of like the antithesis of like perfect white wedding type stuff.
You're in a dusty old shed.
They were really like a cool couple that lent into it, and it was really fun. And I think that's, blowing my own trumpet now. Sounds like I'm making myself sound like a fucking legend, isn't it? It's being able to spot that and make something good and memorable of it, because really when you look at it, it's just a shed full of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And going, no, actually, we can make something out of that and we can use that. And the light was the key thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you used it into your advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit like Chloe and Harry when I took them into Five Guys, because their wedding was
I love that. It was so good. And that was a really popular post as well.
Yeah, whereas it did look really cool. I tell you what, Five Guys lighting is fucking perfect. I took all my flash stuff and I didn't need it. The overhead lights was just so good.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't even have to say that. But
I've never had a Five Guys.
Neither have I. Harry had to buy a milkshake. That was part of the deal.
Did he? Did you pay for it?
No, I didn't pay for it.
You tight bastard. It's my wedding day.
He's the one drinking it.
Toby Lidstone. Jesus.
Right. So when the first image I had in my head was I wanted them in the window, because there's these seats, and I wanted them in the window, so I shot outside. And then I said to him, go and sit in the window. And then he kept walking to the back, but I didn't realise it was because he went to go and buy this milkshake, but I didn't know. So if I had been in there, John, I would have paid for it. I probably wouldn't have, actually, because I didn't have my wallet on me. I know I wouldn't have.
Oh, that old chestnut. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, mate. Phone's dead. But yeah, I did. The shoot was great. It was really, really cool. We was only in there for 5 minutes. But the photos are probably some of my favourite sequence of photos from last year.
Yeah, I love them.
They were cool, yeah. And they killed it as well. They're like the whole posing, because I told them to practice posing. I said, look, guys, because they wanted very editorial, and I said, look, practice your pose and look in a mirror together and practice your face, because it's editorials. It's quite stern. It's quite a stern face. It's not a stern face, but it's not like a smiley happy face. It's quite a serious face, and I do love it. I think it's really cool. Smouldering, yeah.
But I'd never tell someone to smoulder on their wedding day. I'd feel like a prick.
No, yeah, I always struggle. Like, how do I describe this? Rest in bitch face.
Pretty much it.
But yeah, they smashed it out of the park. They really did.
I've said before, look at me like you think I'm a bit of a prick, and that comes quite naturally.
Like, yeah, be doing it all day, mate.
Yeah. Top tips for that editorial facial look.
I think Harry and Chloe they live in I forgot, St Albans. But I think they're going to come down to Little Brixham, come see me in the studio. Which I'm really happy about. They are funny.
Have you seen the time?
No.
Do you know what time it is?
Through. Is it Agony Uncles?
You fucking know it!
Do you have wedding drama? Are you overwhelmed with planning? Is your bridesmaid annoying you? Or is your mom just pissing you off? Yeah, talk to the Agony Uncles. Talk to John, Chris, and Toby. Talk to the Agony Uncles. Talk to John, Chris, and Toby.
Okay, John, so my beautiful wife showed me this video, or I don't know if she showed me, actually. I think I was looking over her shoulder when we were sat in bed going on our phones, and it was of an American makeup artist, this gentleman, and in this video he's set up his camera to record content for his social media, which a lot of makeup artists do. The photographer, she then steps into the frame to grab a shot.
Yeah.
And then the makeup artist says the words, I repeat, I think it was along the lines of, "Hey, lady, can you move out of my camera's way?" In front of everyone. And I sat there absolutely gobsmacked at this.
Hey, lady.
Hey, lady, can you move out of my way? And do you know what? There's a couple of things that are wrong with this. One, the photographer's there is paid to actually get the photos and, you know, get the content for the day for the couple to have. Two, why are you calling her by lady? Like, how patronising is that?
I find that really weird and quite rude, because when I go in, I make sure I get everyone's name and I try to use it, because you're there to work with them.
So do I. I mean, most of the time I call them the wrong name.
I will forget it. I will forget it. Yeah, I mean, we have to learn a lot of names, don't we? But
I was just gobsmacked by it, and I know everyone needs to get content for their social media to be able to get bookings. I understand that completely, but that is just taking it too far. Telling the person who's actually meant to be getting content to move out of the way.
And people are going to walk in front of that camera.
Yeah, do you know what? If the guy had said in a nice, polite way again, "Hey, do you mind actually just moving out of the way just so I can finish my little clip?" Then maybe I wouldn't have been as pissed off as I was when I saw it.
If that person's recording the whole kind of makeup process, and they're going to put that into like a time lapse, or they're going to edit it down, if that's running for how long's a face of makeup take? 20 minutes, 45 minutes? Like I don't really know, but let's say for argument's sake, to play devil's advocate, it's 15 minutes, right? And for 1 minute of that, the photographer stood in front of that shot. You've got sufficient content to make something around that without making a thing out of it in front of your client and making yourself look like a bit of a nose.
Embarrassing another supplier.
Yeah, because
over a petty comment.
Because as the makeup artist, your job is not to produce content. You get to produce content at your client's discretion to promote and use for your business. Right?
Yeah.
But the thing they're paying you to do is not produce their content. The thing they're paying you to do is do their makeup.
Yeah, exactly.
So makeup artists aren't going to like this. Your content's not as important as the photographer's.
Ooh, Jonathan.
Look, let's be grown-ups. It's not, is it? Because you're paid to make them feel great and make them look great.
Yeah.
You're not paid to produce that content. Okay.
Yeah, but at the same time, I completely understand why
I get it. We'll need it
because we're basically, our job is our content, isn't it? Like we take the photos, we can use those photos to get other work.
But you don't need to be Steven Spielberg to understand that if I've been doing a face of makeup for 15 minutes, and for 2 or 3 minutes of that 15 minutes, people have walked in and out of the front of the camera, you can easily edit around that and produce something that shows a before and after and a during, right? Without making a fuss over it, without making a big deal about it, without making yourself go viral for looking like a bit of a contentious douchebag. It's quite an easy problem to navigate your way around.
Well, I'm glad you've got the same views as I have, John. I just wanted to bring it up.
Were they too passionate? I thought, I think that's quite factual.
No, you're allowed to be passionate, mate.
I am.
Good. Right. What's the first agony uncles that we can help with?
First agony niece or nephew? Is that what you call them? This one's made me laugh, and I've gone back to Nat and Lizzie about this. Nat and Lizzie are wedding photographers up north in the sort of Yorkshire area, I believe. So a venue has used their photo to promote 2 videographers.
What?
Which aren't them, right? So they're doing like a Supplier open day post, and they're like, "Hey, come and see all of these suppliers, these 2 videographers here," and they've posted one of Nat and Lizzie's photos. It's just like, so one. It's wrong because it's just the wrong people, but they haven't even given them credit for the picture.
Was it a mistake?
I think it's clearly a mistake. It's the wrong thing to do, but probably just the venue not having the wherewithal to put 2 and 2 together and realise they do video. This is a photo. That's not their work. That's misleading for people. It's just a bit stupid and a little bit, not necessarily insulted. Like, no one's going to be hugely offended, but they're going to scratch their head and go, "What are you doing?" If you're gonna promote people who are going to be at your open day or promote suppliers at all, you need to put their work against their name.
Yeah, and normally it's people moaning that they're not getting tagged.
Yeah.
This couple of this photographer's moaning that they've been tagged.
It's like the like inverting the problem. So, Nat and Lizzie, we feel for you.
Yeah,
not fun. Venues, do better. Know the industry, know what you're doing.
The people the venues are employing, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a different mindset, isn't there, between business owner and employee?
Yeah, there's not as much care that goes into it or consideration.
No. So yeah, venues, do better. We've got a couple of anonymous ones, okay? So this one is, can we ban phones at our ceremony?
Yeah, please do.
It's a big thumbs up from us.
Yeah. Do you know what, John? You mentioned this. I saw someone saying that they were going to try and ban phones for the whole day.
The whole day?
Yeah. Who are you, God? Can't ban the phone for the whole day.
How would you even, you could say it, but how would you even police it?
Make them put it in a basket as they walk in.
You get that at certain events, don't you? You have to check your phone and you get a ticket.
I don't know, do you?
It's like checking your coat at a club.
Yeah, but that's people are willing to do that, aren't they? Because that's why they've gone to that. Because they know that's the whole thing. Which is a great idea.
I think you could ban a phone all day. Could you not least for people might have kids and they might need to be contactable.
Yeah,
it's the responsible thing I think of as a parent, right? But just to ban them all day, I think is a bit too much. I get not wanting people to post on social media. Yes.
Yeah, I get that.
Absolutely fine. I get not wanting them in the ceremony. The primary reason for that, I mean, we as photographers like it because we think the photos look better, but the primary reason is you want people present.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want someone looking through the back of a screen.
No. And if you've, invested in photography and videography, that's going to be way better than anything Auntie Susan takes on her phone, isn't it? Or her iPad. Yeah,
honestly, the one I had in the iPad on that church.
They love the iPad.
She was like, "Well, you did say phones."
Yeah.
Honestly, the poor bride coming down the aisle, in the photos, I could see her face.
I've had an uncle.
She was just livid.
I've had an Uncle Bob life hack it by having a proper camera.
Yeah.
Right.
Standing in the aisle.
So I'm, mate, no joke. That's literally what I was about to say. The bride and groom were coming back down the aisle. He sat about halfway up. And I'm going to get my shot of them coming towards me. As they start to walk, he stands up, stands in the aisle, takes 2 shots and sits back down. Big fucking flash on his Canon, pow, pow, pow. I still managed to get something, but it did ruin the moment somewhat.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? Half the time they don't actually realise how bad it is, I think. I don't think they realise the consequences that could actually have. When couples normally do this, sometimes they do the whole woo down as they're going down, and if he blocked that, it's their photos ruined. It's not really much you can do. It's out of your control. And
the last thing you want to do is say, "Oh yeah, do that thing where you throw your arms in the air again," and it becomes really contrived and completely unnatural.
Do you know what's driving me insane? I don't know why this is annoying me so much. Well, I do know why it's annoying me. I've had this registrar now a couple of times, and she gets all the guests to stand up for the first kiss.
Right. Oh, weird.
It does my head in.
Do people do that?
No, most of the time they don't. Most of the time, I've only had it twice. I did it once when I was at Quantock Lakes. They did it, and the guest stood up, blocked out all the light that was actually coming in, and then all you've got is this dark. You've got this aisle with people stood up, and then just the bride and groom in the middle of this little section. When the guests sat down, you get the clear shot. You can see more.
Yeah.
And I think it was the same registrars who then did it again.
Somerset.
At this recent wedding. And it
that was Somerset as well, wasn't it?
It drives me, because normally you get this really nice big view of the room. You get a really clear shot of the couple having a kiss. But when the guests stand up, your picture is just basically people with the bride and groom or couple, in the middle.
If it's blocking out the natural light as well, that's just going to make the image not
hit as hard. And it was the same registrar. I checked. I was like, it's you.
She's got blonde hair.
Next time I'm with you. No, grey.
Okay. I don't know. Do you know what? I couldn't tell you a registrar's name, and I work with them lots, but I find them all a bit samey and not very memorable.
Do you know what? I've got one registrar that I absolutely adore. Like, we get excited when we see each other. She's this little old lady, right? And she sees me come in and she starts clapping. Oh, it's my favourite photographer. I start clapping. Oh, it's my favourite registrar. Give her a big hug. Right? We give ourselves a big hug. We have a good catch up. She tells me how she's been telling everyone about me. Honestly, she melts my heart. This registrar, I love her dearly. And when I went to get married, I asked for her. I said, "Can I please have her?" And she wasn't available, and I was almost cancelled the wedding. But she is so lovely, and like. Yeah, that's my favourite registrar because she gets out of my way for when we do the first kiss. She'll stand to the side for the whole ceremony if it's cramp. She's just lovely.
Yeah.
I'd possibly say probably one of my favourite people, most favourite people in the world.
In the world.
In the world, she's just so
You've
lovely.
Got 3 children and a wife.
I said one off.
Oh right, okay.
I didn't say the most. I said one off. It'd be silly.
Right.
She's 4th.
She's 4th. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it goes 3 children, her wife.
I'm clipping that and sending it to Anna. I thought you just couldn't count for a minute, but it was a very intelligent piece of humour, that, Toby.
No.
Bravo. Slow clap.
Thank you very much.
Right. Next one. Our photographers posted our wedding, but we don't like the images they've used. So that's all they put in the message. But what I'm taking from that is it's just the images they've used in that post that they don't like. Getting the impression they like.
Yeah.
Overall happy with what they got.
It's a tricky one, isn't it?
Yeah, if you deliver 500 images and only pick 10 for an Instagram post,
you're
going to love some more than others.
Yeah, it's very rare. Whenever I shoot a wedding, when I deliver the sneak peeks, I'll always put at the end, can I have permission to share some photos? I'll always ask permission. Even though it's in my contract, I'll still ask permission because personally I think that's a decent thing to do.
Yeah, I just do a similar thing, but less explicitly, but it's more like, let me know when you've seen them and I'll post something.
Yeah, but you're still asking technically for permission, aren't you? Because if they had a problem, they'd say, can you please not post any,
But you want them to see everything first as well, don't you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think photographers personally should post without asking, or would be definitely not before they've had chance to either post,
absolutely,
or or give. A lot of times they're happy for me to do a post, and I'll actually just collaborate with them with the post, and that will be their first post essentially, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think if you're not happy with the photos and it's really, really bothering you, send them a message. I think that's what I'd want. Firstly, I'd want to know if there's actually anything you didn't particularly like about the photos, so I could probably maybe try and correct that the best I can, I guess.
It's just an image
before I
choice
edit
thing,
in the full album.
If you took 10 photos of me in your studio, I would love 2 or 3. And this is a self-consciousness thing, probably.
Yeah, it's always self-consciousness, yeah.
I wouldn't want to review something that someone else looks at, sees themselves, and I don't feel like that flatters me.
Yeah.
Because we've all got our personal hang-ups, right?
Yeah, mate, it's no different. Anna, we came here yesterday actually to the studio with my 3 beautiful kids, and was it yesterday? No, Sunday. And then Anna actually took the photos. It was her first time using a camera. Good old mirrorless. Just goes to show how easy it is to use. I obviously did the settings in the flash. Every photo is bang on sharp. But it's the same. I was looking
F22.
F22. Yeah. I was looking through them and I was like, Oh no, not that one. Because I was looking at myself. I wasn't looking at how beautiful the kids were. I was looking at myself.
Looking at your feet, weren't you?
Looking at my feet. Yeah. What's wrong with my feet? What is wrong with my feet?
Nothing. I just think it was funny. So Chris posted a pic. He zoomed right in on Toby's bare feet for his portrait image in our group chat. It was just quite funny.
Yeah, and then he went, "Oh, Toby's toes are as long as fingers." Well, you said that.
No, he didn't. I said that.
Yeah, you horrible prick.
Toes like fingers.
Yeah, but the thing is, Anna kept making comments about my feet.
Did she?
She told me to go barefoot, and then she just made relentless comments on my feet. And I said, "What is wrong with my feet? Yeah, you give me a complex about my eyebrows and my feet."
Shocking behaviour.
Good old. Can't win.
For our for this person, just speak to the photographer, let them know, because they're not gonna. They'll be a little bit upset. I mean, don't not get in touch with them because they'll be upset. They'll be disappointed that they've used something that you dislike, and they won't want to have something out there that you're not really happy with. So just tell them, like, it's not going to be an issue. I think sometimes we fear these conversations are going to be worse than they really are.
Because if it's a selection of pictures, you can actually go and edit that reel and delete some of those photos. All right, next one.
Our friend Flingard
doesn't
like fireworks and sparklers in the summer.
It's because Flynn doesn't want to be there until midnight.
Because the sun doesn't go down till midnight.
It's fair enough, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
I've mentioned this before. If you are having a summer wedding and you are having sparklers, you do need to let your photographer, videographer know, because there might be an extra charge to stay that late.
Yeah,
or
you just got to sound them out and find out. Yeah,
yeah. Well, you either they start later and finish later or something. There's got to be compromise, because sometimes you can't be doing sparklers till 9:30, 10, can you?
No, exactly.
Until it's dark enough.
Exactly. There you go, Flynn. We sort of feel your pain, but don't care at the same time.
Such is life. Such is life.
Hard life, mate. It's hard life. I hope you get your meal, though. Most importantly, imagine not getting a meal and then having late sparklers. That would suck. That's where Meals for Togs can help.
You've even got a name for your charity.
Yeah. Okay. Final one then. Closing up the episode for the day. I got married, and I didn't get to speak to everybody, and I feel a little bit guilty about it. Is that normal?
Yeah, mate. I had this at my wedding.
I went to Toby's wedding and he didn't fucking speak to me at all. So
I did speak to you. You liar. I was lovely to you and your partner.
You were lovely to my partner. But it's really true, isn't it? Now I remember when I got married like 17 years ago. You cannot give everybody large amounts of your time.
You can't, and do you know what? At my wedding, it was almost just like quick, "Hello, how are you doing? Thanks for coming," and then off. There's so much going on, and like you say, like you got to do your photos and stuff.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, you're sat eating food at a table with, your head table or whatever.
Yeah.
So you don't really get much time in that wedding day to actually, speak to people.
But also,
then,
your guests don't expect you to spend a load of time with them.
No.
Like, they're really pleased to just be there.
Yeah, they are. And I really like the Irish exit, where it's you don't say bye. So if you're a guest, leave the couple dancing, you don't say bye. You actually just send them a text, say thank you so much for a great time. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Because
if there's 100 people at your wedding, they haven't got time to say bye to 100 people. Sorry.
Yeah. And you shouldn't. I saw this and then someone was moaning about it, going, "Oh, it's rude. You've got to say bye." No, let them dance.
Yeah.
Let them actually enjoy the wedding that they've been planning for months and paid for.
Yeah, totally. I always find it funny the repeat conversations they have to have when the evening guests arrive as well. So,
how's it been?
Have you had a lovely day? Want the weather good? And you go through those same 3 or 4 questions, and by the time 10th time they've done it, you're like, "Do you want to go for some photos?" Get them away from it. Don't feel guilty if you don't get to speak to everyone. Everyone's just totally pleased to be there, aren't they? And having a good time. There's plenty of other people they can speak to.
Yeah, exactly. There is. Let them enjoy the day.
Yeah, you should feel no guilt about that whatsoever. That brings us to a close, Toby, for episode 8.
Go us.
It was fun. We missed Chris, didn't we?
We did miss Chris.
In parts of it.
Tell you what, 10 out of 10 for commitment on my side of things. You fucking do.
Oh yeah, you're the only ever present, aren't you? Bless him. Finally got internet. Look, got a window. Now he's getting all chopsy. I'm working with Chris this weekend. He's shooting for me.
Oh, nice.
Shooting video. So just hoping the baby doesn't arrive Saturday.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So yeah, back in the saddle on Saturday. I've got to try and remember how a camera works. It's been a little while.
Mate, last year, it does almost feel a bit alien when you first pick it up. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
But because I had the studio
Shaking.
this year, because I was using it all the time, it was actually quite a blessing because I was sort of it's fine, I don't need to learn again.
Yeah. I haven't had any more wedding anxiety dreams, so that's good. I woke up in a cold sweat like halfway
That's
through a
eased
wedding.
off.
I was taking no pictures, so feel a bit more at peace with it. But anyway, thanks if you got this far. Thanks if you have made it to episode 8 and you've been binge listening. We're really enjoying doing this. Next week we're going to have a guest. It's going to be our first guest in next week's episode. It's going to be a surprise. We have got one. We're not just saying it's going to be a surprise. We've got a guest lined up, but we want to surprise you with who it is. You can follow us at Shooters Wedding Pod, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Toby, where are you?
I'm at Toby Lidstone Photography on Instagram, Facebook, and that's also my website.
And
John,
I'm
where can we
at
find you?
JWar Photo or John War Photography. If you just type that into Google or ChatGPT, you'll find me there. But don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, do all that stuff. We'll see you in episode 9.
Lovely. Thanks a lot, John.
Whoosh!
Whoosh.